Also on the sidelines of the global congress on population health and development, Nile TV's Hani Farag held the next interview with Dr. Saadah, Human Development Director, the Middle East and North Africa region, World Bank.
So we have now the pleasure and the honor to have with us on Nile TV International Dr. Saadah. Pleasure to have you on Nile TV International.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
Pleasure also that I have heard your remarks about the experiences, about also the experience of some countries here in Middle East. In the sector of population, the sector of health. But one of your statements, it was 2/3 of the wealth of the country is the human capital. Why you have said that?
Thank you. I was asked to speak about human capital. And there's a report from the World Bank about the wealth of the nations, where it really did the analysis, and it found that 2/3 of the global, this is a global figure, of the wealth of nations constitutes human capital. And that's actually sometimes a lot of people miss that. And that's why we encourage people to look at, when they think of the wealth, not to just look at things that produce just cash, but to look at really the whole wealth of nations. Because in those areas you will find that human capital is a large part. And that's again why we also think that investment in human capital is a very important one, because it's not only an expense, it's actually a real investment that will increase the wealth of nations.
So there is both sides. Yes, it's very expensive in order to give the population a great quality of services, but also in the end, or on the other side, it will be a wealth for all the nation, for all the countries.
Well, as we heard in the discussion, things need investment. The investment needs to be efficient and to be producing good quality and effective, but also it will produce a lot of investments and wealth for the clients and for the people. As they say, it is really your people are your biggest asset, so let's invest in people.
So you have made also some remarks, very great remarks about your observation towards the strategies adopted here in the Middle East countries.
Well, in the Middle East, what we find is that we have a lot of good investments, or a lot of variation in investments in human capital. But one of the striking things is the low utilization of human capital. And that has to do a lot with labor market and female labor force participation and the youth participation in labor. So this is an area that really we need to pay attention to, as well as to look at the whole life cycle from early childhood all the way through the life cycle to the aging populations.
My last question, there was some recommendations about how countries can really get a good strategies in order to have their population as a wealth.
Well, the key is to try and address it again from all the ages of life cycle. It's not important only to put kids in school. It's important they get quality education. So this is one of the examples I gave, and this is how you have to build capacity, you have to utilize capacity, and you have to maintain capacity. And this is how you get a winner. So, and it has to be tailored to each country. So I hope that this workshop here and the Congress in Egypt will help you move forward on this agenda.
Our UN representatives here, thanks a lot for this interview.
My pleasure. Good luck.
Thanks.